Hey, welcome. Hopefully, I won't cough the whole time and mute myself. Welcome to Capital Advantage Tutoring's live Thursday night edition of Helping You Out live Q&A for the Series 7, for the Series 6, for the 63, Series 65, SIE exam, all the exams. Hopefully, I can help you without dying on camera. Okay. Let me pop out the chat. Sebastian, how are you? Tomorrow, right? You taking it tomorrow? Okay, now taking it Monday. Got it. Okay. And now I've gone away from Crystal Light for a couple of days. I'm just drinking water, see if that's going to help. Yeah, the Packer game. There's nothing I can do. I got to be on here. It sucks. Okay. 11-1. That's a nice All Souls Day, right? What do you call it? The day after All Saints Day, whatever it is. Day after Halloween. Guys, if you like what I'm doing, please hit like, subscribe, share. I have some great. I'm a Jets fan, so I can do it on anything because we don't even watch our games anymore. Michael, how are you? Ivan, how are you? Yvonne, I haven't seen you in a while. Trish, everyone, hey, how are you doing? Michael, okay, so if you like what I'm doing, hit like and subscribe. Share this shit to people. I'm just dropping gold. Right. So, if you need some information, some help stuff, you can go on. You got obviously my channel. You got Brandon Rith over at Basic Wisdom, who's great. You got Dean Tinney over there. Go watch the Packers. I'm going to be bored. I'm going to be coughing my head off. Or just put the back of your gum on and listen. Okay. Some other free resources, go to Investopedia. Khan Academy will help you with some shit. Down here, if you want to buy some solid, super fucking solid stuff for the SIE and the 7 and now the 66, in addition to the 63, the Achievable link I have down there. Plus, if you want the big program, a bigger one, I have a discount thing for STZ. God, I was this guy. I'm going to die from this fucking cough. Okay. Gabby, how are you? Okay. Boom, we're going to get there. You got 3 weeks. You're going to rock this thing. Gabby, how did you do the first 2 times? Okay. How did you do the first? What did you get the first 2 times? Okay. We're going to get it. So the 62 is fine. I mean, here's the thing. The thing is, 62 means you're not that far away. Yeah, it sucks. I've been for 3 weeks. And my wife is about to kick me out of the house, I think. Guys, I know you can see this. I have my office here, whatever, my room, and I'm being kicked out, which is kind of cool. I'm going to take pictures of it. I have a house in the back, a little house in the back that I'm going to set up as a studio. It'll get bigger, have everything, a lot of more fun stuff, and we'll go from there. Okay. Oh, so got it to a 70, so close. Literally one of the worst scores ever. The only one that's worse is 71. But listen, this is what I tell everyone. If you miss by a point or two, do not act like I just need Sebastian. I did see that. I'm going to talk about that. Do not act like you missed by 1 or 2 points. I need you to act like you missed by 30 points. Okay. I need you to act like you missed by 30 points. Okay. Couple other things. Again, free resources, me, Basic Wisdom, Dean Tinney over at his. If you need tutoring, I'm here for you. I'll do it. I'm busy. I've been tutoring since 9 a.m. for basically 9 to 11 every day for the last 2 weeks. It's great. Now, if you need other tutoring, there's a guy, Michael Weiss, who's great. He's a little cheaper than me. He's fucking solid. I'm not saying he's better than me on the 63, 65, but he has a CFA, so he might be a little better than me on the 65. I'm still the best. But the 63 on the SIE 7, all that stuff. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad you're reading the book. That's awesome. Okay. That's good. And also, again, I'm going to do a little PSA here before I get into this. You guys are all talking to each other. That's awesome. And John, I will answer your question on here. If you go on the Series 7, there's on Reddit, there's Series 7 and then Series 7 exam. I don't know how to. They're awesome. You're going to get some content. You just got to ignore the bullshit in it. Okay, I'm saying that again. One of them they post. One of them I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not going to please just scroll past anything that you see that looks like that's not test related. Just scroll past and ignore it. Because what it is people are human beings and they get mad and they get like there's a disconnect and between the two Reddits. You still get the same information. I have one. I don't like posting it because I'm not on it that often, but people talk. I have an SIE exam one and an all FINRA exam one, but there's Series 7 and then Series 7 exam Reddits. They're good. You're going to get a lot of information, a lot of help. Both of them have talented people, including me, helping out on both of them. I don't do so much in Series 7, but I do more in Series 7 exam. But we're good with that. Okay, so just keep that. Okay, it's worth doing because it's another community in addition to this. Anyone who's trying to just start a study group, maybe I know that a couple Reddit guys are trying to do study groups on the groups. Give it out. And study groups really help. The last study group that was from here with Georgiana and Jacob and Ruben and all them, they all passed the 7 because they all were talking to each other. Study groups absolutely help out, and they're all free. I'm not on them, but they're all free. Okay, now let's get to this shit. Okay, I'm trying to say as much as I can before I start coughing. Okay, yeah, Packers, blah blah blah. Okay, Sebastian, that's all. Getting an 84 as long as you're not memorizing answers, it's good. Okay, if you're memorizing answers and you got to recheck your stuff, but make sure you go over the crunch time facts, Sebastian. That is an STC. That's a really big thing. But also, the practice exams get harder and harder as you go along. So number 6 is harder than 5. 5 is harder than 4. So the fact that you scored an 84 on one of the harder ones, I'm very happy. Okay. Now, Gabby, back to this. I'm glad you're reading the book. I hope it's helping. I hope the options are going well. You got to make sure you get the options down, even if, like, I think you might have used a tutor. If you're using Michael Weiss, he's great at what he does. So I don't know if that's who you went. I know that you posted before, I think looking for, because you missed it the one time and looking for some advice. And I do think that reading the book will make a difference because you're going to learn stuff that you didn't learn before. I mean, that's all I can say. Okay, Dean. Yeah, listen. Okay, listen, Dean. Okay. And Michael, I appreciate it. The cough. I just a pain in the. But trust me, wife's going to kill me. Yeah, Dean, you got to fight through it. Think about it. If you do the 19th, that means you have another 21 days to study. I think you're going to be fine. Okay. I think just power through the book. Get through the book one time. Don't take a lot of notes. Just get through the whole thing. Watch my 66 quick and dirty thing. That'll help you. I got at least 5. I had this girl, Audrey. She was great, girl. She's 83. She passed the exam, the 66. She said she ran my Series 66 video like on constant loop as she was driving around. And she said it picked up like 15, 20 questions, which free is free, right? Okay. So Dean, just get on it. Just do what you can. Watch, even if it's not my videos, watch somebody else's videos just to keep it fresh. If you're like, I can't read anymore, just watch videos or do questions. I'm not a fan of a lot of questions, but if you're really burning out from the reading, change it up a little bit. Okay. Studying for the 7. I think Yvonne's right. Or Ivan. It's Yvonne or Yvonne. I make it more exotic. Yvonne. Oh, well, that's funny. Yvonne talking to Ivan. Okay. Don't take a lot of notes. I don't think I say you read. Take notes on stuff you're struggling with so you can look them up. But don't take. So on the Series 7, even all of them, and the SAE, the Series 63, 65, 66, don't take a lot of notes. Just God, I apologize. Reading a lot. Just read mostly. Take some. Hey, Rose, how are you? Just read the book. Take some notes on stuff you're struggling with and keep moving. Then get through the whole book one time. Then go back and take chapter quizzes. As soon as you take it, anything you score less than a 75 on, reread the chapter and then move on. That's the way to do it. Just hammer through it. Okay. Proud, we got a question. Okay. The bond resolution. Okay. So let's talk about the bond resolution. The bond resolution is really what is going to list basically it's listing everything about the bond. Okay. So it's listing all the stuff that the bond can kind of like, that's going to be there. Okay. The whole point is it authorizes the issuance of the bonds. It states what the interest and principal get and the dates and the terms of the payments, and basically a lot of stuff about it. If it gets defaulted, stuff like that. So it's It's going to list that we're allowed to issue it. It's going to explain with the coupon and the interest and the principal, when it can be called, stuff like that. Okay. Now, the legal opinion has nothing to do with that. The legal opinion is for revenue bonds. So if you have for the Series 7 and the SIE, if you do a revenue bond, you have to get legal opinion first, which is from the bond counsel. Legal opinion states we're looking at, bond counsel is a lawyer looking at, I sorry if I get distracted. I'm trying to fight the cough constantly. So it's like, legal opinion is done by the bond counsel. And what they're saying is they're going to decide if it's tax-free and you're legal to issue. That's the only thing they're looking at. The bond counsel is a law firm that says, are we tax-free or is it legal to issue? That's all they're looking at. And we want what they call a non-qualified and unqualified opinion. Unqualified opinion means we give an unqualified endorsement for the bond. So it's legal, it's tax-free. We're good to go. We're good to go. Totally fine. Now, a qualified opinion means there's adverse opinion. Either something's wrong, either it's going to be taxable, subject to AMT, or there's a problem with the property that they're going to buy. So we want an unqualified or non-qualified opinion. That means good. That means we have no issues. But they don't look at feasibility. They don't look at whether it's suitable or not. It's strictly, is it legal to issue and is it tax-free? Oh, let me get to John's question before John asked me a question. Let me get into that. As I told him I would. I make him sit on this for a while. Hold on. Okay. So he asked a question. So a lot of people get confused. There's private placements, which is basically a company on the Series 7, the SIE, the 66. You will get questions on this. Private placement is when a company goes directly to investors. So there's two levels. On the federal level, it's Reg D. Okay? Regulation D, and there's three of them, unfortunately. There's 504, which is $5 million or less. Anyone can buy, and you can't really advertise much. If you're going to raise more than $5 million in a private placement, it's 506. 506B, that's the one where you can have up to 35 non-accredited and as many accredited as you want, but you can't advertise. Now, 506C is the highest one. It's still over 5 million, but no non-accredited. Everyone who buys it has to be accredited. But since that's the case, it doesn't register on the state level, and you can advertise, because even if you advertise, little grandma or grandpa who's not accredited can't buy it anyway. So it doesn't matter. Okay. That's that. The state level, then there's a private placement on the state level. Remember, accredited, 506 is about accredited and non-accredited. Keep that in mind. Private placement on the state level, a limited offering, is you can sell to as many institutions as you want, but only up to 10 retail clients, okay? So, again, we are, private placement on the state level is saying I can sell to as many institutions as I want, but only up to 10 retail clients. See how Reg D is about accredited, non-accredited, that's federal, and private placement is state level. Okay, guys. Okay, good. Okay, proud. That's awesome. Getting above the 70s. I love it. Getting up there, getting up there, getting up there. I love it. We got to get that up there. Get those scores up. And if you're scoring in the mid-70s on Kaplan, you're in really good shape. You're going to be fine. Okay. You're not going to, hopefully, you're going to nail this thing tomorrow. Okay. I can do Tombstone. Okay. Okay, so Gabby, if you're interested, just go to my website, series7exam.org, and there it is if you want to do that. Okay, so now, but Michael's good. I don't want to take away from him. He's a really good tutor. Okay. Yeah, Gabby, email me, and I'll try to see if I can hook you up with other people on the study groups. I'll try. So anyone who wants to do a study group, shoot me an email, and then I'll connect you all. For the Series 7, I think there's Bonnie's, who's, I don't know if she's on here tonight, is, she might have taken the test. She was doing the SIE, so maybe she'll want to do it for, also, if you go on, I have I think I have a Facebook group. I think it's called FINRA Exams. If you go on there and look on it, there's some people looking for groups on there, so you can do it. And that's all of them. I think one's for the 7, and Bonnie on there is doing it for the SIE. Okay, there you go. Look at that. Gabby and Yvonne both email me, and I'll hook you guys up together, okay? Or do hit me up go on Facebook on the group, find me, and then you both hit me, and then I'll just hit your messages with each other. Okay, what's a tombstone ant? A tombstone ant, I wish I could share screen. A tombstone ant is a very basic thing that they put out there. They can do this during the cooling off period, which is 20 days, right? The cooling off period. They can do this during the cooling off period where people, the underwriter will put up a thing saying, hey, we're issuing bonds or stock at this many. I sound like I'm 4. This amount of bonds, this amount of shares, how much. They usually won't put a price on it, but they can after it's effective. And it's a newspaper, and it just lists all the underwriters. So it's not considered an advertisement, okay? So in the Series 7 and the SIE and the 6, you might get a question on this. So a tombstone is allowed during the cooling off period and after, where it just lists, hey, we're issuing a bond or shares. These are the underwriters. It's not an offer for sale, but if you really wanted to buy it, reach out to these underwriters. That's totally cool on that. Okay. Okay. Guys, reach it. Okay. Oh, it's Ivan. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Now, what types of 3360? Okay. So proud. Corporates, yeah, they're camp. Corporates and munis use 3360. Treasuries use actual. There you go. Just like I think Ivan said it. Corporates and munis. There you go, Gabby. Look at you. Corporates and munis use 3360. Treasuries use actual day. Can a common shareholder sign over their vote to another? Well, that's the thing. That's a proxy. I think, yes. Sebastian, can a common shareholder sign over their vote to another common shareholder if they cannot attend a vote and do not assign a proxy? I think so, because that is like doing a proxy. They can let someone else vote for them. I think they're not saying like, oh, Sebastian, you have some shares, you're gonna have like your neighbor do it. That's not the same. I think it's more like you're sending it over to other shareholders like the CEO and stuff like that, or somebody who's representing a group, and you can vote. I think that's fine. I don't think that's a problem. Okay. Okay. So, proud. Corporates and unis are 3360. So that's your revenue. That's your question. When people say government, they mean federal government. So treasuries, and not even Ginnie Mae, Fannie Mae, they're not that. So it's notes and bonds and tips. Notes, bonds, and tips are actual debt, because strips don't have accrued interest. T-bills don't have accrued interest. And the Ginnie Mae, Fannie Mae are going to be actual day. Okay, go. Yeah, CAM for 3360. Corporates and munis. Okay, good. Boom. Corporate, yeah, good. Okay. Okay, Michael. So leading indicator. So let's just think. There you go. Okay. So pretty girls do drive Mercedes, right? So what is that, Ivan? What's that for, by the way? Just see if you have it. In regards to leading indicator. So what is a leading indicator? First of all, you don't have to know all the names of them, because there's 36 of them. There's no way they're expecting you to remember that. But a leading indicator tells us where we are. My example is this. Last summer during 2020, we were in the middle of a pandemic, which is a bad time, but the stock market was taking off. And everyone's like, why? Because they didn't do any research. The stock market, the S&P 500, is a leading indicator. It's not telling us where we are. It's telling us where we're going to be in 6 to 12 months. So it's a leading indicator. So that's what leading indicator does. Coincident is where we are now, and lagging is where we were, like corporate profits, okay? Like length of unemployment, I think is coincident. I have no idea. So S&P 500 is leading, like housing starts, because a builder, they're not going to get housing permits and stuff unless they think they're going to sell the house. Now, back to, so understand you're not going to have to do the math on the spread between the note and the Fed funds rate, but what happens is, I don't think they've asked it. Most of the spread question will be the difference between corporates and treasuries. So we know that corporate bonds are more risk, so their yield will always be higher than treasury, always. So if you see the spread here, here's the corporates, here's the treasuries. If they're the same, nothing's going on. But if you see the rates get closer together, like narrowing, what that means is people are buying corporates, forcing the price up and the yield down, and selling the treasuries and forcing the yield up. It's called a risk on. They're taking risk. So that's usually a sign of a good economy. If you see it widening, that means people are selling the corporates, forcing the price down, buying the treasuries and forcing the price up, which makes the yields widen. That's called flight to safety. And that's with that means economy is not doing so well. So I always think it's widened because since you don't have money, you have to open your mouth wider to get more food in there because you're poor. I don't know. Maybe open your hands bigger to get more stuff. Okay. Yes, Emily, 66 is a combo of the 63 and 65. Absolutely. We know Prow's going to win, by the way. We know that for a fact. Okay. He's going to win tomorrow. He's going to beat this. Okay. So the 66 is a combo of the 63 and 65. So you can either date to 66 or the series 63 and 65 together. Now, right. So tips and strips, baby. So those are government bonds, right? So tips are Treasury inflation protection securities. Strips are not. Okay. Well, they're not the same. They sound the same. They have nothing to do with each other other than that they're issued by the government. A tips, well, one of the biggest risks of a Treasury bond is inflation. Okay. One of the biggest risks of a Treasury bond is inflation. Okay. So what they do is they made these tips that adjust for inflation. So they don't adjust the coupon. So if you buy a 5% tips, par is 1,000. If inflation is up 10%, which would be, well, it's the way it's going, but it's kind of going to happen now. But it's say it is, that'd be an insane inflation. Well, your bond is only paying 5%, so it's going to lose money. So what they do is they adjust the par value up to 1,100, 10% more. Now you're getting 5% of 1,100, so now it's 55. So your payment goes up and down with inflation. The coupon never changes. Okay, the payment you're getting goes up with inflation and down because you're changing the par value. Now, if the par value goes up at the end of the year, the IRS will tax you on the amount because they fucking suck. If it goes down, you just get you don't get anything for that. But now, if the par value, which it normally will because inflation goes up every year, if at maturity you will get the higher of the par value or the new adjusted par, which with inflation. So if say it goes down, say the inflation goes down and you're at 960, you'll still get 1,000 at maturity. That's a tips. Treasury inflation protection security. A strip, the coupon's been stripped off. It's a zero coupon. A strip is a long-term zero coupon. Okay, it's a long-term zero coupon. So you buy it at like 600 and it matures at 1,000. The problem with that is if it's not in a retirement account, you're going to pay taxes because it accretes every year. Because it accretes. So a strip accretes, you have to accrete it. So it means you have to pay and I have a whole video on that. You can go watch it. I have a video on accretion where I talk about this. So you're going to have to pay taxes each year on a little bit. As it goes up, so you're going to buy it at 600 and it matures at 1,000. So if you have a target-based investing, so let's say you have a 6-year-old and you want to have money for college, and college is going to be 10 grand, right? You'll buy like 10 $600 strip, 10-year strips. So what happens is you pay like $600 from now, and when he turns 18 or she turns 18, you'll have a check from the government for 10 grand. So strips are for target-based investing. Tips are for people who want safety and inflation protection. And remember, all of them, they're federal tax, not state and local, because they're treasuries. Okay. So Gabby, I can work on that. Okay. Hey, Bo, that's awesome. Boom. Gabby, I'll work on you in a second. So that's awesome. Okay. I'm so happy for you, Bo. That is awesome. Okay. Yep. Ivan, you got it right. Pre-sale group designated member. Now, Proud, is tax equivalent yield the same as, so you still do 100 minus the tax bracket. Go watch my bond math thing. But you do, if you want to go tax-free equivalent, you do the corporate times 100 minus the tax bracket. If you want the taxable equivalent, you do muni divided by. So remember, multiply the corporate, divide the muni. Multiply the corporate, divide the muni. Can you hear me fighting a cough as I talk? There's not enough cough medicine. I'm almost out. Okay, so now everyone's gonna ask me to take medicine because I gotta feel it. No, I'm all done. Oh, there's no alcohol in there. There you go. Is that illegal to take medicine on YouTube? I have no idea. Okay, but I'm here for you. Now, first of all, Gabby, let me go over the two things. An ARS and a VRDO are very similar, okay, in a lot of ways. So I know you didn't ask that, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. So a VRDO is a variable rate demand obligation. You will absolutely get questions on this in SAE and the Series 7. The variable rate demand obligation is this. I have a rate, say I buy a 5% bond. If rates go to 7, it's going to go to 7. Rates go to 4, it's going to go to 4. Rates go to 9, it's going to go to 9. So it adjusts. It also has a demand part, which means at any point you can, an embedded put option, which means at any point you can sell it back at par to the issuer. Okay, which means it has no interest rate risk. Super safe on that end. But you're going to get a low coupon because you're getting a thing. Now, an auction rate security, a little different. An auction rate security, is a bond issued by a muni that what they do is I don't know what the dates, but it's like every 7, 21, 28 days, they do an auction so that you can you can only sell your bond in an auction. Okay. You can only sell your bond in this auction that happens every 7, 21, 20 days, 35 days, whatever it is. It changes depending on what they want. If you go to sell it, people put in what interest rate they're willing to accept when they want to buy it. You put what you're willing to sell it at. And the difference, and what happens is as you sell it, if there's not enough demand for the bonds, where if not every single person who wants to sell their ARS back can't do it, then nobody does, and it fails. That's why there's liquidity issues. Because if you try to sell it and there's not enough people, then you have to wait till the next auction date, which is 7, 21, 28 days later. So that's why if it fails, there's liquidity risk. But here's what happens. Then you get what they call the clearing rate. Whatever the clearing rate is, which is what the issuer is willing to pay, you get that for the next 2-3 weeks. But you can't get out of it. That's why it fails, and that's why there's problems. Auction, a Dutch auction, I always have trouble explaining this, but a Dutch auction is, say I call up and I want to buy, I'm going to say to you guys, listen, you have Apple, it's trading at 150 a share. I'm going to buy 10 million shares between 160 and 170. But we don't know what it's going to be. I'm going to buy 10 million shares. So what happens is all of you guys and girls put in what you're willing to sell it at between 160 and 170, even lower if you want to guarantee it. So you put it in there, and then I start at 160. And once I move up at prices until I find 10 million shares wanted to be sold. So say there's 3 million shares at 161, 4 million shares at 162, and then say 5 million shares at, or say another 3 million shares at 163, and then there's shares at 164 and higher. I stop at 10 million. So I go 3 million at 161, I'm taking. 3 million at 162, I'm taking. And then say 4 million at 163, I'm taking. So that's my 10 million. So everyone gets 164. But anyone who wanted higher than that doesn't get to sell their bonds or shares or whatever it is because they were too greedy. So Dutch auctions almost lets the people who want to sell it set the price. And they put in there. And if you're too greedy, you won't get anything. If you really want to sell it, you do it below the lowest price possible, knowing that everyone gets the price that I stop at, where I stop collecting shares at. But I won't go higher than that. Boom. So if you could be too greedy by a penny and never get your shares sold. So auction rate securities kind of do it that way. Treasuries when they do the competitive part, when they issue bonds, they do an auction rate also to determine the price. Hope that helps, Gabby. Okay. Emily is going to nail it this third time. Emily is absolutely going to Nail it this time. Yeah, past perfect is an ass kicker. Okay. Kenny, if you go to you can reach out to Emily. Here's the thing, Kenny, go in, email Achievable, ask them if they have a discount code. I used to have one. I have to find it. I don't know where the hell it is. Okay. 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 Boom. I love Cap on Unachievable is a great mix. Okay. So yeah, so you guys are on that, but I'm going to help you out a little bit. So I'm only 10 minutes behind. So Sebastian, Epic is, if I'm an exporter, I was going to do this anyway because I saw a lot of people. So on the Series 7 and the SIE, you will definitely get this. Exporters. So if I'm an exporter, I'm worried that the foreign currency will drop and people won't be able to buy as many of my as much of my products. So I'm going to buy puts so that if the foreign currency drops, I'll make money in the puts to offset what I lose when people stop buying my stuff. So if it's an importer, I'm worried the foreign currency will go up and it'll cost me more to buy it. So I buy calls so that I'll make money on the calls to offset what extra it'll cost me to buy foreign securities. That's Epic for US. You can, the way I do it, I go, okay, if I look at a foreign exporter, I just go, what would the US one do? And I do the opposite on the foreign currency. So if I'm a Japanese exporter, I am worried that the foreign currency will go down, which is the US, but I can't do, there are no options on the foreign currency. So I have to buy on the yen. So I will buy calls on the yen because the dollar going down means the yen is going up. Because remember, there are no options on the US dollar. So if it's Epic on the US side, it's going to be EKIP, exporters by calls, importers by puts on the own foreign currency if they're foreign guys. Okay, good. Okay, slim ammo. Okay, so short straddles and combos, right? Okay, so long straddles, buy call, buy a put, so you want volatility. Okay, so straddles, buy a call, buy a put, same strike, same month, same everything. You have 2 break evens, max gain is unlimited, max loss is a premium. You're looking for volatility, and to do break evens, it's total strikes plus call, and then put minus total strikes. That's long. Short is the opposite. You want nothing to happen. You want it to expire. It's still the same thing. Sell a call, sell a put. You add up the premiums, and then you subtract from the put and add to the call. That's your break evens. You want it to say inside. The combo is different than a straddle in that a combo is either the months are different or the strikes. So if I buy a 50 call and buy a 40 put, that's a combo. It's like a straddle, but it's a combo. If I short a 60 call and short a 50 put, that's a short combo. It's still the same thing. You still want nothing to happen. You want it to expire. So remember something. If you buy a straddle combo, max gain unlimited, max premium. If you short a straddler combo, max gain is the premium, max loss is unlimited. Okay. Yes, and okay, right. So I think everyone we talked, right? So everyone go to the FINRA exams, go to FINRA exams on Facebook and reach out and go on there, and I'll try to send me a Facebook message, and I'll try to hook everyone up. Okay, I'll try to hook everyone up on that. Okay. 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 So, Bo, so you're 60, so 65, 66 in cap, and that's pretty good. Keep working on the I'm scoring 60, 65 in Kaplan's. I think that's fit with, if you have an eighth, that means 10 days, probably in a good range. I would, anything that you score under a 75 on the sections, reread, but take it with a grain of salt. Anything, the Kaplan has a habit of doing math really hard. Their options are really hard. Their margins are hard. If options and margin are pulling your score down, then don't worry about it too much. Just make sure you understand the concepts of like that stuff. Just remember the concepts, the max gain, max loss. Make sure you can do the simple margin questions and the basic understanding options and do that. I mean, there's videos all over the place for options and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. Oh, good. Proud. That's awesome. Okay. No. So Ivan, no, I would say no. So Emily, yeah, look, I know you're gonna nail it. I know you're gonna nail it. You can't be worried about it. And don't listen to remember, and everyone has their own pace. Remember that. As I tell everyone, people come to me all the time. Go, what are other people doing? I'm not telling you. Some people take 3 weeks, some people take 2 weeks, some people take 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It is what it is. You got to take the test when you're ready. You can't force it. And that's some of the jobs make you do it. But if you're not forcing a timeline, take it when you're ready. That doesn't mean take 6 months and just roll around, but you gotta work at it. But if it takes you a month or 2 months, nobody cares. Nobody cares how you get past it as long as you get past it. Okay. So in Eastern, let's talk about underwriting. Is Eastern and Western. So standby underwriting in Eastern versus Western. We'll do both of them. When you do an underwriting, it's either going to be Eastern or Western. Western, so all underwriters have liability. So if it's Western, whatever you don't sell, and guys, if you like what I'm doing, bang the like button and share it. Share it to your college buddies, whatever it is. Share it to your registration manager. It's all free. Now, if I have an Western versus Eastern, think of Western as Wild West. So I'm an underwriter. Let's say I'm one of 10 underwriters and we each owe 10% of the deal. That's what we agreed to do. If I only sell 5% under Western, I have to buy the balance of the shares or bonds that I didn't sell. I'm on my own, Wild West. If it's Eastern, if I don't sell my part, they reallocate what's not sold to all the other syndicate members to help out. That's kind of what they do. It's kind of like all together. Eastern Bloc countries, they'll help each other. Where Western, you're on your own. That's Eastern versus Western on an underwriting. A standby underwriting is for a rights offering. What's a rights offering? A rights offering is when a company issues additional shares. When a company issues additional shares, and then they issue additional shares, and then they offer you rights to keep your percentage ownership. So they're gonna, if you want 100,000 shares, you get 100,000 rights. You may have to hand in 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 rights to get a new share. But what can you do with the right? You can exercise it. You can let it expire. You can trade it. You can do whatever you want with it. You can't redeem it back to the company. You can give it as a gift. But if you don't use it, it expires. So a standby underwriter is a underwriter who stands on the sideline, ready to buy all of them and then issue the shares to the public. So if I do an additional offering and I do a rights offering, I'll bring a standby underwriter, so I'm guaranteed to sell my shares. Okay, I'm guaranteed, because whatever is not exercised by the people buying them, by the shareholders, the standby underwriter will take them on. It is a type of firm commitment. Hope that helps, Ivan. Okay. Everyone motherfucking asks about DVP versus RVP. Okay, I'm not mad at you, but let's not fucking talk about it anymore. Because understand, you will not get a question on it. Okay, so here's the deal. A DVP RVP account is one motherfucking account. And the fucking books go fucking crazy, okay? They're trying to ask the difference. When I open up an account at a prime broker, it's called a DVP RVP account. It has both fucking names on it. It is a pipeline to allow prime brokers to deliver shares and get money to broker dealers, the small broker dealers. Okay? So keep that in mind, okay? What's the best way to do this? Okay, so a DVP RVP account you set up when you have a hedge fund, you have a prime broker, and you have little broker dealers to execute. The DVP RVP account is like a conduit, so that it's like a pipeline for all the shares and the money to flow through so they can settle. That's what it's about. Don't worry about delivery versus payment, receipt versus payment, because it is the same. It is one account. Okay. Yeah, Ivan, Margin, and Kaplan, and everywhere else is so hard. Okay. Guys, but Ivan too, if you're struggling with margin, go to my Series 7 must-watch video, my playlist. In there, I have 2 margin videos. If you know that, boom. If you know that, if you can do margin like I do in my videos, you're good on the test. You don't need any more. That's what it is. Okay. There you go. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Aaron, that's awesome. Aaron, I love it. Aaron, that's great. The essay is done. What's next? The 6, the 7? Yeah, here's the problem with, okay. Here's the problem with Emily. What are you doing? You're killing me. I help you, and then you steal my business. Okay. Took the 66, used the STC, did not pass. Okay, Melissa, how close did you get? Here's the problem with the 66. It's a crapshoot. You can get this, you can get all regs, you can get all math, not math. You will not get a lot of math. Very little calculations. I can't say there's enough. On the 66, you will not get a lot of calculations. You won't. Okay. Guys, if you want the achievable, I got a link down there that'll help you out. And you can get the discount from Emily, but you're talking, it's a $70 product. You're saving $10, whatever it is. Okay. You can always email them and ask them for a discount. They'll do that. So, with the 66, do not worry about the math. Okay. You will get maybe one math question, maybe a total return, maybe a break even, something like that. You're not getting a lot of math. You might have an equity index annuity question. That's it. It's not going to be more than that. It just isn't. Okay. So, but Melissa, I'm sorry that you missed. The only thing I can tell you right now is reread the book. Just again, if you want to get another vendor, that's fine, but reread the book. Just start from the beginning and just read straight through. I know that it sucks to fail. It does. But like I tell everyone, get over it. It's one day, be pissed for a day and get over it. Okay. And then just start reading the book cover to cover. You'll pick up stuff that you didn't pick up the first time. Make sure you go through the crunch time facts too. On STC has crunch time facts, Kaplan has quick facts, Notman has class summary. Those are all what people kind of saw in the exam, so it might help it. Oh, yeah, Sebastian, it's fine. It's everyone asks me that question, and I'm just like, I may have to do a video on it. Okay. Oh, I'm happy. Look, I do. I freaking love Emily. Are you killing me? Retire? What do you want me to? You want me to retire? Emily, I thought we were friendly, and you're wanting me to retire? Do I look that old? I'm really hurt. Okay. So Melissa, yeah, really close. Okay. Yeah, Ivan and Sebastian, you're gonna rock this thing. Yeah, look, I think my option videos are fucking off the chart. Okay. Okay. I think my option ones will change your life as far as options go. And for $10 a month, how can you beat it, right? Just subscribe. Oh, be a member. That's awesome. Oh, shameless sell to be memberships. Okay. Now back to this. So what should I be getting on SCs? Here's the thing. Okay. The breadth. Okay, I'll take that 1 second. So, Will, you should be in the mid 70s, but here's the thing on this. The problem with SC, and I do like them, is they have a limited number of exams. If you're Gabby, good advice. Rewrite the dump sheet and go over it, make sure you know it, and make sure you can see it in your head. The problem is it's hard to write with the laminated paper, but it's the act of rewriting it is how you memorize it. Okay. Okay, so Alex, you got a Wednesday. That's awesome. How you doing on it? How's it? I didn't see this. So Alex, what where are you? Okay. How you scoring and everything? How do you feel? Now, Will, STC, you want to be mid to high 70s, maybe 80s if you can. But if you start memorizing, so the problem is on the Series 7, if you start memorizing answers, your scores are going to go up when you don't really know more. So if that's true, go buy another vendor. Go to Kaplan, buy their. Go to you can go Achievable. It's going to be expensive for that, just for questions. Go to Past Perfect, go to Trading Consultants, buy questions, go somewhere. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Again, Ivan, I think my options are fucking awesome. Okay. Okay. Proud the morning of. So maybe I tell everyone, if you're not taking it super early, like I have a girl taking a test tomorrow at 11. Go run. If you're a runner, go run. If you work out, if you do fucking Soul Cycle, do Soul Cycle. The endorphins help. Do something to get yourself up and running. If you want to do a couple questions, option questions or something before the exam, just to get warmed up, it's fine. But you really should be going over like your notes a little bit. Like tonight, you should be relaxing. Get off of here. Go get some sleep. Eat. Make sure you eat breakfast. I can't say that enough. And then when you go in there, just read. Make sure that you read the questions. I can't say that enough. That if you don't read the questions clearly, you're going to fail. So you read the question, you read all 4 choices, and then you choose. That's the only way to do it where you're going to pass. Okay. Guys, I do have a hard 9:30 stop. So hold on. Advanced decline ratio. So that's really that's the breadth of the market saying like it shows how many stocks are up. So the advanced decline ratio is how many stocks are up on the day versus how many are down. So like if you go on CNBC, sometimes they do the heat map where they show all the stocks and you see they're red or green. So if you see a lot of stocks green and a couple red and the market's up, that means it's a strong up. But if you see like it's up 100, but it's like mostly green, but a little bit of half red, that means it's not a strong up. It's just, it's mixed. It's a couple of things up a lot. So the breadth of the market is how deep the up or down is. Like there are days like last year, March, the entire board was red, or even during 2008 or times when I was on the floor, the entire thing was red or the entire thing was green. Okay. So that's what's going on there is that it's, hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I got this done. Okay, good. Okay. So the advanced decline ratio is how many stocks are up versus how many stocks are down. And that just shows how strong the up or down is. Okay. Okay. For tax, thanks, Melissa. I appreciate it. For tax purposes, how are muni OIDs and U.S. government OIDs different? Okay, they're not. Okay. Oh, okay, right. So they all OIDs you must accrete. So here's the thing. So that it's an OID, it's considered interest income, right? So an OID, the discount amount is considered interest income. So treat it as such. So if it's a muni, you don't pay fucking taxes. If it's a government, if it's a treasury, you pay taxes on the federal level because on interest on a treasury, you pay taxes. On an muni, don't. Treat it. So you always treat the discount in the OID like it's interest. So if it's a corporate, you pay taxes. If it's a government, you pay. If it's a muni, you don't. If it's a government, pay federal, not state. It's kind of what it goes. Okay. Yeah, I agree 100%. Oh, Joseph, that's awesome. I do think those videos helps. And like I said, I just started putting it on the podcast, so you can actually let it run constantly. I have some older ones, but starting about 3 weeks ago, I put all my SIE. I'm starting to work on the SIE 1 through like 12 or 13. I think I just did options. So you can just run the Blue Collar Finance podcast and it'll run through the first 12 sections, if you want to say. And I'm going to finish it up. I got about 8 more to go. 8 to 10 more episodes to go for the SIE. Okay. Okay. I agree. Here's my problem. Those markers are hell. Okay. Yeah, they give you. So here's the thing, and you can fight as much as you want, but they're not going to give you a new market. It's worth a try. I mean, bring your own. They're not going to let you. But the sad part is, up until August, they let you use pen and paper. And now this stupid marker, and it's just you can't write anything down. It's so stupid. It's really bad. And I keep trying to. Maybe I'll just start tweeting at FINRA until they change it. Okay. I'm going to teach forever. The joke is I'm going to teach until basically noon on the day of my funeral. Okay. Right, that's the thing. Yeah, it's called Blue Collar Finance. Just go on there, okay? Oh, you actually listened to it? I didn't. I thought you're the one. Thank you. Okay. No, it is now. It is. If you listen to Ivan, it's on my podcast. I just started about 2 weeks ago doing just SIE stuff. They used to be able to. I'm going to delete some of the older ones, but it's even an Apple iTunes now. The iTunes now. So if you want to go on there, take a look. If you look at the last 12 podcasts, they're all SIE exam. Okay. 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 So now, yeah, that's the problem. Is that if you don't read and again, it happens on both. If you don't read the question, you have to kind of answer. I'm telling you guys, try reading this shit out loud. Try reading it out loud, even though you have a mask on. If you're in the center, they're not going to know who you are. Just don't yell. Just kind of talk it out loud. Because sometimes you ever do stuff in your head and you read it in your head and it sounds great. But then once you read it out loud, you're like, wow, that was really stupid. Sometimes saying the questions out loud makes you pick things up. Because I've definitely had a thing, and I've done it. Everyone's done it where you miss a word or you miss a sentence. Where I've gone with kids. I hope that helped. I think my taking exam videos are really helpful. I have an SIE one coming out probably Monday or Tuesday as soon as I edit it. I wrote down a bunch of questions that look fucking I'm not saying the style of the format looks the same, but the wording is dead on to FINRA because I am just that good. So when I come out with that for the SIE, and I'll try to do them for the 7 too. Okay. Just right. So remember, when you buy an index option and then you exercise it, you're getting cash. Whether it's a put or call, doesn't matter. If you're selling an index option, you're paying cash if it's exercised, and you're not paying the full value of this is another one everyone gets wrong. With an index option, if you exercise the index option, you're going to get cash if you're the buyer, and you're going to give cash if you're the seller. You got to remember that. And it's the in the money amount. It's the difference between the strike price and the market closing price. Okay. They used to use the pencil and paper up until I swear to God, till August. I keep saying 2 months ago, that's September, right? Up till August, it was up till August they did it. And then they stopped. I think they did before the pandemic, they were doing that stupid marker. And then during the pandemic, they did it. And then they went back. I think it saves you money. I think it saves per metric money. I don't know why. Okay. No, nothing yet settles same day. Index options settle T+1. So everything settles T+2 except for treasuries and options. No, not same day. So everything. So then if you buy an option or trade an option or a treasury, it's always T+1. Now, if you remember this, hear me this. If you exercise an equity option, that means you're buying stock, okay? And it's going to exercise in T+2, an equity option, because you're buying or selling stock. In non-equity options, they settle the same day in cash. Okay, it's the next day. Oh my God, the next day in cash. What gets confusing is that it's money because there's a slang thing called cash settlement. Cash settlement means same day, but it does. When they say index options settle in cash, they mean you're getting money, not that it's a cash settlement. That's all. It's very confusing with a lot of people. Okay, guys, if you like what I'm doing, hit like and subscribe. Tell people. Go reach down. If you want the Achievable, go down there, or you can go to the one who's pirating my business. Go to Emily and get her discount. Guys, I see a couple of people try to join the FINRA group. I'll accept you as soon as I get off here. And then look on there. There's a couple of people looking for groups. They're going to do it. Okay. Yeah, of course. That's why they do it, because they say cash settlement, but it means it settles in cash. Okay. Boom. Yes, Sebastian, you're going to nail it. Proud, you're going to nail this. Okay. And somebody else is taking it. Ivan's taking it Monday too, right? Guys, good luck. Read the fucking question. If you're taking it on a Monday, boom. Okay. If you can't get on there, join the FINRA group. And if you can't find the email, okay, go on the FINRA group and then you can reach to each other there. Just join it and then you can find each other. Okay. Good luck, everyone. If you like what I'm doing, hit this. Reach out, check out my podcast for the SIE. Boom. Thank you, Ivan. I appreciate it. Everyone, have a good night. And I have my one more student, and then I get to go to bed. Okay. Adios. Oh, go into FINRA. Just go into Facebook. Oh, CB. Where were you before? That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. Go into Facebook. I'm trying to get off there, right? Go into Facebook and type in, I think it's called FINRA. I think Gabby and them found it. Yeah, it's called FINRA exams, and you can get it. It'll go right in there. Okay. Everyone, later. Great. CB, I'm happy. Keep reading, everyone. Go through the videos. CB, watch my must watch for the Series 7. Watch a couple of videos where I take the exam. Sebastian, everyone. Oh, yeah, exactly. Get on there. Well, Ivan, send me an email. I'll send it. I'll send a message to Gabby because she just joined the group. Okay. Ivan, send me an email at kenfinnan@gmail.com and I'll shoot a message up. Everyone, good luck.